Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Dr. Henry. Welcome back to the Political Soul Food Podcast. Yo, it's on and popping up in here. How's it going? How's it going? All right. So, I wanted to chat with y'all tonight about the mind of Black Trump supporters. I've been interacting with Black Trump supporters a little more frequent, frequently these days, and been discussing them with other people, with non-Black Trump supporters. And I'm starting to see some patterns. And just being aware of these patterns is, in a way, comforting, but also sad. So I'm just going to drop it. Let me drop it. Let me drop it. Let me drop it. Yo, yeah. I mean, I the mind of Black Trump supporters. I'm not a psychologist, although I talk to a psychologist, a Black psychologist, in fact, a lot, and he's been able to share a lot of perspectives on why Black people would vote for Trump. And this person, I should say, doesn't give a damn about the Democratic Party. He's not a Democrat. If anything, he's independent, and um, he doesn't have faith in the electoral process. Just so that you know. So I think from that context, he's a great source. As not only as a specialist, an expert in psychology, but as a someone who is totally committed to the cause of Black progress. I mean, this man he's unapologetic. And so whatever he got to say about the Republican Party, he will say it. And whatever he has to say about the Democratic Party, he will say it. All of y'all know that I rock with the Democratic Party. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Black liberal. Um, and so I respect what he has to say. And we go at it. The really great part about my dialogue with him is that he may hold his perspective and sentiment about, political parties, American politics, and specifically Black Democrats, but he's not going to front on the data. And I think this is how I can segue into the mind of Black Trump supporters, which, to be fair, is not too different from many other people, but different enough in the case of politics today. The mind of the Black Trump supporter is allergic to data. It's allergic to facts. That that's how I think I can begin describing the mind of Black Trump supporters. And this is sort of a general view based on what some of the most famous of Black Trump supporters represent, such as Candace Owens, and then people on the block, and then people in between, athletes and pop stars. And one of the things that I see across the board, on average, is I said one of the things. So one of the main things is ignoring data. And that takes me to the next point. Black Trump supporters are uninformed and or misinformed. So going back to the Black psychologist, I use one of his characteristics to make my point. His willingness to follow up on data, to hear data, to analyze the data, and to accept the data and work with it after becoming satisfied with the source of the data and the methodology of securing the data, he will calibrate certain things, certain aspects of his argument. Black Trump supporters don't do that. They don't do that at all. So the mind of the Black Trump supporter is a well-guarded, form of consciousness. Yeah. We're not dealing with people who will rely on reason. Forget history. Their line of argument, interestingly, is very emotional and sensational, along with being entrenched with misinformation. And why do I say this? Because in my exchanges with Black Trump supporters, one of the things that I encounter a lot is the ignoring of information and the unwillingness to recalibrate one's argument. Like, recalibrating your argument doesn't mean like you have to abandon your entire point. So, that brings you to another description of the mind of the Black Trump supporter, and that is intellectual dishonesty. But I wonder if I can call it intellectual dishonesty, because I am starting to think that there is really something off, in the sense that if one is not aware of certain things, and can you be intellectually dishonest? Like, you have to be aware. And so a lot of Black Trump supporters, many of the ones that I've encountered, are not aware of what they're really saying or what they're believing in. And so let me start giving some concrete examples. One of the examples I will give, I'm going to give a few examples, and I'll take them from my debates on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and also in person. Somebody says Trump did a good job. His policies work. Economic policies work. So when we look at Trump's tax cuts that he implemented in his 2016 to 2020 term, he said that the tax cuts will allow for him to pay off the debt. But the opposite happened. The debt increased. The deficit increased. Trump was responsible for the third highest deficit increase in United States history. And he didn't even have a recession. He didn't even start off with the kind of issues that, let's say, FDR with the Great Depression, or Barack Obama with the Great Recession. He didn't have that at all. So here it is, Trump, with anything that would be a natural problem, would have been the pandemic. And that shows a lot more